Okay.
Oh yeah, this was your last post.
Now we're on to the replenishing part. And another embarrassing confession. I started to learn how to breathe in the year 2020. This is now toward the end of 2021. So now, right, I'm an expert.
Now you know how to tie your shoes and breathe.
Yeah. So this is a book from a book by a guy named James Nestor, who was a journalist. So it's more readable than if it's written by like one of these guys who actually understands the body.
Okay.
But he was
That's
talking
nice.
about all of these different breathing techniques that have been around for thousands of years to deal with different stressful situations. So we could try these out. The first one is box breathing. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. And that's just a really simple to remember one.
Right, because it's all the
Um,
same.
this technique actually cost $750,000.
What does that mean?
Well, the US Navy was like researching a breath technique because they had this challenge. I actually did this at the end of a cuddle session to demonstrate it helps slow down the heartbeat.
Oh.
So if you are a Navy SEAL sniper and you want to take out, well, let's say somebody who's got a bunch of explosives strapped to them.
Okay.
You've probably only got one shot before
Right.
the person with the explosives says, somebody's shooting at me, I better.
Right.
Okay,
You got to get it right.
right. So the way that they do this is they lie down with their chest on the ground so they can feel their heartbeat.
Mhm.
And then
Okay.
they do this box breathing technique. And they notice when their heartbeat slows to the point where they can time the squeeze of the trigger without blood coursing through their finger.
So they're more accurate.
Right. Because
Okay.
otherwise their sight will be just a little bit off.
Oh.
And
Wow.
I tested this out by doing this breathing technique while doing an open-hearted hug so it could feel the heartbeat.
Aww.
And it worked for both of us until I started talking about the part with the sniper.
Yes, unintentional activation.
Yeah,
Yep.
so I have validation that this technique works.
Unless you start talking about potentially
Yeah,
challenging topics.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then you can recover quickly.
Right, then you know how to get yourself back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Another one is like the importance of learning to breathe through the nose.
Is that not a normal thing?
It is for most people. I happen to grow up with asthma and a lot of nasal congestion,
Oh,
which meant that
okay.
I did more mouth breathing.
Oh, because it was easier to breathe through your
It's
mouth.
easier to breathe through my mouth. And what I didn't know at the time was that the more I breathed through my mouth, I was raising my blood pressure. I was more susceptible to sinus infections, and I was
Ew.
raising my cortisol level.
Oh, no. Okay, so you got to learn how to be able to breathe through your nose.
Which is
Besides
why I feel I've
antihistamine.
conditioned my brain to more stressful situations, which is why I need to use box breathing more often.
Those are some
But
deeply ingrained neural pathways.
exactly. But fortunately, there's a relatively easy and goofy way to clear your nose. You take a breathe in through one nostril, breathe in through the other nostril. Just breathe through normally through both. And then the fun part is like pinch your nose closed and sway back and forth until you really can't hold it any longer. And you breathe in normally through your nose. And you do that 3 to 5 times. And it seems like it takes a long time, but it's a lot faster than taking a decongestant.
Yeah, true.
Through
And you get some movement.
Yeah, you also get the tonus movement.
And you get to feel silly, which is good in my book.
Silliness, laughing is also good. It's good to exhale through the mouth, and yeah. Laughter is a good way to exhale, which also calms. Which gets us to straw breathing, which is taking longer exhales than inhales. Anyway, what you're doing is you're breathing through the nose, and you're breathing out really slowly, as if you're breathing through a straw. You can actually practice if you want to have some fun. Put some liquid in a glass and get an actual straw.
Be like a kid, blow some milk bubbles.
If there's a situation that you routinely find stressful, you can just go and try just a couple of these breaths. Actually helps work fairly quickly as far as like switching it to your rest and digest from a stressful situation. And I find it's easy to do automatic with very little work.
And if I do this in an actual glass of water, I might drink more water.
There's 2 things you can do. Yeah. So let's do the step up breathing, which this is nuts.
What does that mean?
The step up breathing is like if you know you're going to face a stressful situation, which sometimes we humans do because we're aware of what's going to happen.
Even just going to the grocery store is this for me now.
Yeah. So what you do on this one is you do an in count for 2, an out count for 2. You do 5 reps of that. And then you do 20 seconds of hyperventilation breathing, which is like taking in a full inhale, letting out a partial inhale, like a
exhale.
You're trying to take in as much oxygen as possible in a short period of time.
This is like close to the Wim Hof thing.
Close. So you do 20 of those, and then you hold your breath for 30 seconds. So I'm not actually going to go through the 3 rounds of this, but I'll put a little thing in the link to practice with.
Okay.
And I actually started doing this before I do my little exercise thing in the morning. And what I find out is it really, like, if you need to feel like I'm awake, I'm alert,
right?
You know, I'm ready to deal with whatever this thing is, you can actually kind of step up to the situation.
So this is what I hope coffee will do, but never does.
Yeah, but coffee's pretty great.
I mean, for pooping purposes, sure.
The next one is a technique that I learned about free diving that I use for getting into meditation. Inhale for 2. Hold for 2. Exhale for 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold for 2.
Oh, I forgot.
Inhale for 2. Hold for 2. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold 2. In for 2. And just doing 3 or 4 of these, you'll start to feel something.
Right, more relaxed, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, when you first told me about the like 2 seconds in, 10 seconds out, I was like, there's no way I can do that. But actually, it is very relaxing and it's pretty easy to do.
It's fast working. That's the breathing part of the replenish.